Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. Good afternoon. So guys, I'm preparing some red snapper. Already cleaned and washed. Had it in lemon salt. So this is very clean, as you can see. Clean. Yep. Make sure you clean that fish, guys. Make sure you clean it. Everything come out from it. Lemon salt it properly. I had this lemon salt like for 2 hours, and the way to know if your fish is if it lemon salt very good, the ice is fully gray. So whatever you use, I always use lemon salt for fish. Some persons use vinegar. I don't personally like vinegar for meat that sort of way. To me, vinegar carry its own purposes, but everybody cook for their own liking. So I do not wash my fish with vinegar, period. No fish at all I wash with vinegar. I always use lemon salt and let it soak. I think I have a video already on my channel how I washed my fish. Yeah. So the eyes, once you see eyes turn fully gray, your fish is washed properly. Yeah, all of them. Yes, you will still get that fishy kind of smell, but it won't be raw and you won't taste it. When you cut the fish, you won't taste that rawness. Alright, but it is fully washed, clean. But I love, depends. If I doing like escovite fish, I love to leave on these, because when the fish fry dry, you can actually chew it up, and I love that. If I am baking my fish, I love to keep on these two because it keeps the fish whole. The fish won't fall apart easy. This part, some persons clip it off a little bit, but not right off. But I don't clip it off. I don't clip it off at all. I just leave it on. The only thing I just clip off is the tail. I clip off. It is not. I didn't clip it off perfect, but I clip it off. So this is the only thing I keep on, the tail part. I clip off a little bit. Sorry, but everything else I leave on. When you're baking fish, let persons enjoy the whole fish. Some persons like fish bones. Some persons like fish with bones, like these sort of fish, red snappers and all of that here. Some persons like these, and some persons love to enjoy the fish bones. So let it enjoy everything. Just make sure you wash the fish thoroughly. Like as I said before, make sure it washed clean very thoroughly. Fish is clean, very good. Right. So I have some lemon pepper, black pepper, and right here, I have some garlic and hot pepper together. Actually grind up, not chop, grind. I actually put it in the blender and do all of that there. I keep this because when I'm doing shrimp, I love to add a little of garlic in the oil first before I cook my shrimp. Right, so I actually keep this aside for that purpose. And like when I'm doing fish, like if I'm baking it, to make my dry rub, I don't add green seasoning when I'm baking it the first stage. I add my dry rub, which I'm using here, as I said, not promoting any brand, but as I said, the lemon pepper and the black pepper. These are the two dry rub I'm going to be using to make my dry rub, along with the garlic right here. So that is what I have here. I'll be using this for the first stage of the preparation to bake the fish, right? So let's get into it, guys. So I'm gonna now put some of this in the cut. Guys, washing your fish, just make sure you put cuts in it first before lime and salt in it, so that everything could go through the fish. Yeah, make sure everything, put your cuts first before you lime and salt it, so that the lime could get into the cuts right there. That is what I did. I love to put cuts in my fish. Any fish. It doesn't matter what fish I'm doing. I always put cuts in it so that it could lime and salt properly and actually observe the seasoning. It's looking pretty already now. I'm finished with it. Yeah, I'm just doing this, showing you guys the first stage. If I'm baking it, this is my first stage. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, guys. Put some inside there. This is my first stage of baking it. Yes, I do add green seasoning, but when I'm making the glaze to go on top, I do add my green seasoning and everything and other seasoning to put on top and inside. But I'm just showing you right here the first stage of my preparation if I'm baking it. If you're frying it, it's different. You season your fish to your perfection. If you just want to season it with green seasoning, or you season it with just dry. If you want to season it with your green seasoning, or just season it with your dry rub. Frying and baking and steaming is different things. Some persons, when they're steaming fish, they don't season it. They just make sure it washed thoroughly as usual, and then they just put everything in the coconut milk or whatever they're using and steam the fish. But me, frying or steaming, I season my fish. I just love to season my fish, but I season it differently. Depends on what I'm doing. I season it differently, like this. Yeah, I season it differently. But it's up to you. Season your fish, your meat to your liking. You know, it's your thing. But just make sure it is good. It is good. Just make sure it is good. Put some in there already. Make sure you season your fish heads. Alright. See? It smells good too. They have a very good smell. I ain't gonna tell you. Step it aside and go ahead with the rest same way. Season in the cuts. And I actually put a little oil with this so that it could come to a paste, so I could get to put the seasoning into the cuts. I put a little oil so that I could come to a paste. I'm gonna put some in here now. Season your fish head as usual, because some persons love fish head. Me, I just like my fish dry. I don't like my fish wet. I will cook it so that everybody could enjoy the fish steam or baked. But me, I just like my fish fried, so I won't be eating this. I won't be eating this. If it's baked, I won't be eating this, but if it's fried, I will. Step this aside. Now guys, if you're frying your fish, just make sure you get a tissue and try to take off some of the excess water that leave on the fish, because fish don't drain off properly. You just have to take out the excess water. Even meat, when you're seasoning meat, for your seasoning to hold on the meat and not just come off of the meat and be at the bottom of the bowl or container, whatever you use to season your meat, just make sure you have a paper towel and take off some of the excess water so that the seasonings that you're using whole on the fish or the meat, whatever meat you're using. That's why when I'm making my homemade green seasoning, I don't use a lot of liquid. I like it dry because I like my seasoning to hold on my meat. Not just you put on the seasoning and next thing you know, when you're ready to cook it, it all to the bottom, all the seasoning on to the bottom, and the meat hardly have any seasoning on it. No, dry your meat first so that the seasoning could hold on it, and when you're doing your green seasoning, just use less liquid, you know, just use less liquid. So let me put back the rest here and let it sit. I don't know what, if this is steaming or baking, I don't know, but I'm gonna just put this here and let it sit, let it do its own marination. Even if the seasoning go through, it can produce a little water, that's fine. But if you're frying it, just season and fry. But if you're baking it or steaming it, you can do it like this. Let it sit a little bit. Let it, whatever marination you do, it could go right through. Right? It could go right through and work into the fish. So you can let it sit like this. I'm gonna cover this and put it in the fridge and let it sit for marination with whatever they're doing with it. I don't know if they're baking it or steaming it. I don't know, but I just want to show you guys a quick video of my red snapper and how I get it done. Okay guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Guys, this fish smells so good. It smells so good. Anyway, bye guys.